Tyas Sosen for the tea crane here, and I have a lot of different tea caddies out here in front. Just as with how you put the tea powder in the tea caddies, where the shapes differ, the handling of some of these tea caddies also differs, and there are prescriptions for that in tea ceremony. And that is exactly what I just briefly want to show you in this video. If you haven't seen how the matcha is inserted in these tea caddies and how it differs for each style of tea caddy, then go and check out my other video, because that is also a very important and very interesting piece of information. And in this video I will talk more about the different lids, the different styles, the different shapes, and how it affects the handling of them during a service of tea. The different shapes that we have here, and I will start from the left. This is a style of physics pot, CHAKI. And if you look at it, it has a rounded base. It is somewhat shallow, but it is broad. It is not yet like this one, a broad of beam Natsume. But with the CHAKI, what you have is this beveled edge, which also almost makes it look like a pentagon on the top, and that is what signifies that it is a CHAKI, a physics pot. The regular Natsume, the lid is usually taken off with 3 fingers, also keeping the thumb at 6 o'clock in the front, and you lift the lid up like so and then bring it to the side. Here it is always important to check that the front is aligned, and you don't want to get the lid either exactly straight from the side or exactly from the top. You want to get it somewhat in the shape of a crescent moon diagonally from above. Now this is an especially suited motif for this month. It's got fireflies, it has the moon, the big full moon, and of course things that have the moon are very favored in September and October because of the famous moons that are used as a reason for celebrations. So this is a normal tea caddy, a CHAKI. Then we have the Fubuki, the blizzard. This Fubuki gains its name because it's beveled on both the top and the bottom, and if you're in a blizzard storm, this shape you wouldn't be able to distinguish which is top from bottom, because it's got bevel on both sides and straight edges, so you don't know where the top is. This actually has a very beautiful lacquer motif, and it's got a nashiji inside. And nashiji means a pear skin, like the fruit. It has these spickles on it, and that is what it is said to resemble. And then we have the Natsume. The Natsume is broader than it is tall, which means that the base becomes rather shallow and it becomes quite difficult to hold. Usually what would actually happen is that we would go and get it with the left hand, because during the service of tea, the tea caddy is on the left, tea whisk is on the right, and we can't get our right hand in to go get it with the right hand, so we get the tea caddy with the left. And here in this case we don't want to keep it like so and take the lid off just as is, because there is a good chance that we might drop it, and it's rather big, there's a lot of tea in it. We really want to get a good hold of it. So we're going to, with 3 fingers, support it from the side with the thumb on top of the lid. And then we're going to slide our left hand under and put it on our left hand before we actually get a hold of it. And here, somewhat more from above, you get a good grip on the lid and pick it off like so. Now with the Nakatsugi, we try to get as shallowly as possible, because if I take the lid off, what you'll see is that the lid is about the same height as the body. And if you take it too high, then you get it at the center, and there's the possibility that the body drops out and you're only holding the lid. So you want to make sure that you get it as shallowly at the base as possible. And so not all your fingers might be able to end up on the body. So the Nakatsugi is known for its straight walls and straight top, and it's a cylindrical shape. And that is what distinguishes this style. Now we've got the complete opposite. This is a kindinji, and it has a flat lid. So we call this the flat lidded kindinji. It has a tube which is usually made from some type of wood. Most lacquered items are made from wood on the inside, but here the wood is often visible and it's quite rough as well. It has got a pattern on it with a climbing ivy, and it climbs all the way onto the lid. Let me show you. It climbs all the way onto the lid from around the body of the tea caddy. And now you see that the lid here is quite shallow, and in contrast to the other tea caddies, here it doesn't have a side that gets over the body of the tea caddy. It has a piece of the lid that goes into the lid of into the body of the tea caddy. So what we do here is we, from above, exactly from above, lift off the lid, and we are going to touch it with the right side of the lid to the soft part on our hand between our thumb and forefinger, and we're going to let it come over from left to right. And so we turn it to face down so that we can put it down, and then when we're going to close it, we bring it from right to left, over again, and then close it from in front from 6 o'clock. So that is how the kindinji is handled. And here I have a similar one, which is also with a similar flat lid with the rim on the inside of the caddy. Although it is not technically a kindinji style tea caddy because it's got the basket, and the lid is also a bit more sturdy, but this one has an interesting inlay with mother of pearl and gold to create these very summery flowers. So these are majorly the different styles, the different shapes of tea caddy that you can encounter. There are of course some special styles and shapes as well, but these are the basic forms, the basic styles, and also the basic way of handling each tea caddy. And of course there's a lot of variety, so there are different ways of handling them as well. If you're looking to improve your practice, then you'll probably also be gathering and collecting tea utensils along the way, and the service that you're doing is always going to be the same. But if you choose a different utensil, then you might have to do something different throughout the process.